What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you guys had a fantastic day today. And today we have the December 2023 Pensacola International Airport update for you guys. I really hope you guys are excited for today's videos. Today we have a very exciting Pensacola update in store for all of you. We got some various aircraft changes, some new movements, and all kinds of fun items to dive into in today's Pensacola update. I really hope you guys are excited for this. And without any further delay, let's go ahead and get started. We'll start right here with the silver ATR 42. Not seeing many of these, so I guess I was already thinking ahead to the Airbuses, but nevertheless, this silver ATR is currently making a service in from Tampa, and now it's going to be heading over to Orlando. So very cool to see our silver flagship routes going strong here at PNS, and certainly awesome to see them doing what they do best. So that's absolutely fantastic. We'll kick it off right here, gate number 1 with the American Eagle Embraer ERJ-175. This aircraft's going to be coming in from Washington National today. This will be a Republic flight. So yeah, unfortunately, we don't have the Airbus A319 this month. That's one of the biggest changes. So while unfortunate, it's still great to see Washington with some good capacity, and I bet we retain the 319 by March, if not April, probably at the latest, or June. So I'm excited to see that back, but you know, capacity-wise, it makes the most sense, and we'll see the 319s with some cool routes out of like Dallas airport updates and everything. So hopefully those are back at this point. I'm pre-recording this way in advance, so if those aren't back by this point, I don't even know what to say. But nevertheless, looking great here with the American 175. Our next aircraft is going to be at gate number 3 with this United Airlines Boeing 737-800. This aircraft is currently loading up with the non-stop service today, coming in from the Houston George Bush Intercontinental International Airport. Very cool to see that they've been really strong with the main line. I think this is a really good move for United. Brim these 737s during this time, especially to popular destinations in Florida. So really good move here for them, especially that I know it's not completely related, but Allegiant doesn't have as many seasonal services out of Destin during this time of the year. So I like the move for United. I think they're going to do really well and also get some business out of that. So looking good, and certainly a very nice aircraft gate there at gate number 3. At gate number 5, we have this American Airlines Airbus A320-200. This aircraft is currently loading up with the non-stop service today, heading over to the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport. That's going to be DFW. So really nice to see DFW retaining the 320. I think this is a really nice move here. 320 is a great aircraft, so certainly very glad to see that. And I'm going to pretend that I'm definitely not changing a plane, because this is what happens when you have the same setup off the airport updates. Is sometimes you forget to make a small change and you have to do it last minute, and that's just a reality. So no cuts. That was the real deal. So anyways, this aircraft's coming out from, yeah, lucky that was over here on the back of the table. I just looked behind while I was talking. So anyways, sorry for the distraction, but nevertheless, looking really good here with this 320. Great service, and certainly glad to have it. And it's unfortunate that quite a few of my 320s don't have all the antennas, so I apologize. So engine miles, that's your cue. Just kidding. Anyways, I would take another Gemini though if they got the color just like this, but we'll have to see. Yet another American 175 here, gate number 7. Thought I would kind of split them up and go back and forth between the mainline and the regionals. So hopefully that was a nice segue. Anyways, this is the 175 service to Miami. So yeah, American a little bit more limited here. The capacity's down. Also, we talked about Philadelphia going away in October, so it'll be back, I'm sure. But yeah, no LaGuardia, no Saturday only to Chicago. Really pretty standard here with the flagship destinations to Charlotte, Dallas, Washington, and Miami here. So yeah, glad to see this service doing good. It's a really cool one here, and I think it makes a bunch of sense since really only got Spirit to Fort Lauderdale, and yeah, that's about it for that region. So very cool to see that, and that's absolutely fantastic. So you guys already know the cue. We love to see it. Right here we have this American Airlines Airbus A319. This was the substitute aircraft that had a 320 here, but Charlotte's now 2 daily Airbus A319s. I'm sure they get a once daily 319. I'm sure a 320 gets on this route quite a bit, but for the complete realism, here's the American Airlines Airbus A319 with the IAE engines. Again, this aircraft's going to be heading over to none other than the Charlotte Dulles International Airport CLT. So 4 CRJ-900s and I think a couple 700s along with this daily 319. It's certainly interesting that it's in the morning, but it does make sense. It doesn't come in too early, but it also doesn't leave too late, so I'm sure they can brim it. So still, though, you'd think it would be the overnight. So certainly very glad to see this aircraft here. It looks absolutely fantastic, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen with it in the future. So looking good for this American Airbus A319. At gate number 10, we have the Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-800. This aircraft has the skimmies, or the scimitar winglets. That's my nickname for the scimitars. Anyways, this aircraft's currently getting ready to go here at gate number 10 with a non-stop service today. Going to be heading back out to the Houston Hobby Airport after coming in from Nashville. So yeah, getting going there with our main services. I know I've talked about it in the last 3 updates, but our seasonal services didn't make it very well throughout the fall and winter here, so it's okay. I'm sure we'll get them back sometime. So looking forward to it, and it'll be great. So we'll see. Maybe we'll get a new route sometime. We will just have to keep our eyes open. So Southwest heading back on over to the great city of Hobby after coming in from, I guess, airport of Hobby right there, after coming in from Nashville. And its counterpart right here just pushed back. That 737 just got to the gate. As this Southwest Airlines 737-700 in the Arizona 1 paint scheme, a really great looker right here. This aircraft's currently going to be making his way with nonstop service today out to Dallas Love Field on a turnaround service. So certainly glad to see Dallas also really big in the market here. So really good service for them, and I think they're doing really well there. So glad to see them doing what they do best there on Love. At gate number 8, we have the Spirit Airlines Airbus A319-100. This aircraft is currently loading up with the nonstop service today, heading back over to Orlando today. Orlando's getting that extra flight there with the 319 on some days, and then Fort Lauderdale's that daily 320 Neo. So really glad to see that. This should be the last update before we have the updated Raccoon Mask aircraft. So I'm really looking forward to getting that in here with the Neo, and hopefully some more new models from GeminiJets, NG, Panda, and etc. So looking forward to all those, and those will be really nice additions here at the airport. So stay tuned for them. Gate number 6, we have an Aero Classics model, one that probably hasn't appeared in quite a while, so glad to get it in here today. This is the Frontier Airbus A320 Neo Wilbert the Whitetail. This is my first Frontier A320 Neo, so certainly glad to get in today's airport update. This aircraft's coming in from Denver, DEN, so I think they're operating that like 3 times a week right now, 3 or 4 times. So glad that Frontier's found a good market here, and hopefully all those passengers are utilizing it to its fullest, as that's the only non-stop service to Denver right now. As we've talked about, the United and Southwest Saturday services have not returned yet, so we'll see when those come back to the schedule, but for now we have this 320 Neo for Frontier carrying the load, so certainly glad to see that they're doing really well in that, and I'm excited to see what they can do next. So looking good with that aircraft, and that's absolutely awesome. Next up, we have the Delta Airlines Boeing 737-900ER, of course, coming in from Atlanta or Citrus Aviation's airport. Really standard there, not too much to assess. Maybe we'll get some aircraft changes soon. No 717s or anything. It's literally all 737-900s. So really nice for the universal concept. Not quite as interesting, of course, from the aviation enthusiast perspective, but I certainly do see value in having consistency here, even from the aviation enthusiast standpoint. So no complaints here. I think it works well, and we'll get our variety. Just let it come with time. So looking very forward to that. And there is the Delta Connection CRJ-900. Kind of got robbed on the lighting last update, so glad to get in some better light right here at gate number 2. This Delta CRJ-900 for Endeavor's coming in from New York LaGuardia today. Again, I talked about it really significantly in the last update, but it's so cool to see LaGuardia back in the regular schedule here. Really great move here for Delta. I'm excited to see how they'll what the result will be from operating this, especially during this time of the year. So both for not only Pensacola travelers, but also for New York travelers. So I think there's a really good contrast here. Really excited to see the performance, and it'll be interesting to see if American tries to sneak back in on this. I know they've done Boston too for Americans, so certainly very interesting, but glad to see that they are getting after it right here, and it's certainly a very, very cool route. So really awesome to finally have some more Delta offerings here at the Pensacola International Airport, and excited to hopefully get some more, as we had that Saturday only Detroit service, which was really cool for the 717, and hopefully we'll at some point get some more. So looking very good for those aircraft over there. Let me scoot over the table because the sliding is, there's too much potential not to utilize it. So let me scoot it back a little bit and get over here. There we go. Okay. Sorry for the grass detour, but I'm sure that's worth it now that we have this view. Currently taxiing into the apron right here, we have this United Airlines Boeing 737-800. This is in the Evo Blue livery, coming in from the Chicago O'Hare International Airport, ORD. So yeah, glad to see O'Hare doing really well. Getting the 737 here in December, that's really impressive. So yeah, United staying slow but steady. Only 2 destinations at this point. Really sad to lose Dulles, but what can you do? So certainly making the most out of what we have right now, and hopefully we'll be getting Denver back at some point in the future. We'll have to see. Which, with how much capacity they have here, I'm sure that it's going to be before we know it, when we get that back. We got the Learjet 45 currently coming in right now from Washington Dulles, ironically enough, and now it's going to be heading on over for a pretty short flight over to St. Petersburg, Florida. And then we have the Phenom 300. This aircraft's going to be jetting up to Chicago Midway after coming in earlier from, let's say St. George, Utah. Lastly, for today's Pensacola update, we have our 2 UPS aircraft as always. For all my regular views, I'm sorry that there's not been much variety here. I'll be sure to look into making sure that this has been all that we've had, but I'm pretty sure that this has been everything. So we have the UPS Boeing 757-200 freighter. This aircraft's coming in right now from Louisville, and we'll be heading back out there. And the Airbus A300, Albany, Georgia. Not too much to elaborate on. Kind of unfortunate, but what can you do besides be appreciative for our awesome cargo service, and hopefully we'll get some more variety in the future. So why don't we focus on this United for the rest of the update, man? That's a really awesome plane.